Hello and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm Deanna and I'm on an adventure to lose over 100 pounds, and today this is the ABCs of weight loss. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the ABCs of weight loss. Today we are starting with the words that begin with the letter V. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'll just give everybody a minute to get, signed in and settled in. How's everyone doing today? How's your day going? Is everything just absolutely lovely? Hello, Misty. Welcome. Welcome so much. I'm guessing that everything is going well and that you can hear me. Breaking Insanity Cycle, thank you for joining us today. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I was running late today, so I decided no intro music, no anything. I just decided let's just go and kick it off. Let's just get started. Let's get started. Whew. I have a slight headache today. I've been trying to guzzle extra water to try and get rid of it, and hoping that it goes away. So you might get to see me drinking water today. Yay! So excited to be here. So we like to always start. I spoiled it last week and I told you guys one of the words that we're going to be talking about. But before we do that, does anybody have any other guesses? Any other guesses for the letter V that we may or may not be talking about today? Any other guesses for us today? We always like to start with some guesses. And, this is going to be great because I left my glasses downstairs and I cannot read without my glasses. So this will be fun. This will be a blast. Here I am. I'm like, ooh. Vice. I'm like, what is that word? I can't. I'm like squinting, like leaning in, like trying to read. Ooh, vice is a good word. Love that. Love that. Vice. Victory. Definitely. Victory is the one that I gave you. So yeah. That's the one, that's the easy one. That's the one I gave you. Victory. Victory. Validation. Oh, wow. That's an awesome word. Validation. Oh, wow. Validation. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, wow. Valuable. Definitely awesome. Definitely awesome. So victory, 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 victory. So let's talk about victories. You're getting good finally whenever we're getting to the end of the alphabet. Yay! It's hard. You gotta get your wheels spinning. Get your wheels spinning. Gotta get your wheels spinning. Victory. So let's talk about victories. Anybody have any wonderful victories that they want to celebrate? Any good victories that they want to celebrate? Take my time with this stuff. Any victories? So if you're new to my channel, I'm Deanna. I'm on an adventure to lose over 100 pounds. I started my journey at 266 pounds, and it has taken me, I lost 50 pounds, and then I gained a little bit back, and then I'm getting some momentum going back down. So yeah, that's my story. So Misty hit Wonderland. That is huge. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I realized I don't sweat from drying off from my showers anymore. Okay, well, that depends on the time of year, because whenever it's hot outside and you take a really hot shower, then I'm still going to sweat whenever I get out of the shower. But if it's in the wintertime, then no, because it's cold in the house and I'm not going to sweat. So anyway, that is a victory, though. Behind me on the wall over here, you see my butterflies. So I've got my butterflies. I celebrate my victories. So every 5 pounds that I lose, I get a butterfly. Now, if we would have looked at this like past year, I probably would have gotten an additional 20 butterflies, but only as I reach those milestones. If I gain and then I lose, then I don't get another butterfly for that. It's only whenever I hit the milestones. So that's how I celebrate, is with my butterflies. So that is, it's important to celebrate our victories, even, regardless of how big or how small or anything that they are, they're all victories. Sometimes just getting out of bed is a victory in itself. Eating a healthy meal is a victory. That can be like the biggest victory sometimes, because it's so easy to grab, things that are not always, the best decision for us. So if we start by just celebrating the victory of really, fueling our body well and eating well, according to the diet that we're following. Again, for anybody that's new, I am not, trying to convince anybody to follow any kind of diet plan. I want you to follow the diet plan that works for you, and I'm supportive of all, ways of eating, as long as it's healthy and it's working for you. But in the beginning, it could be just the simple move of just celebrating that, you followed your diet plan, and, celebrating those small wins. Hello, Camille. Hello and welcome. We are talking about V for victory. So if you've had any victories lately that you want to celebrate, or victories that you just want to celebrate in general, please let us know in the chat what victories that you have had that you want to celebrate. And my brain just like shut off there for a second. Yay, me. So whenever I talk about these butterflies back here that signify the 50 pounds lost that I have, that's all great. And it's fun to celebrate these milestones. But I think what is a really good habit for us to get into is celebrating the small victories of just everyday life all the time. Because once, at some point in time, I'm going to reach my goal weight. At some point in time, you're going to reach your goal weight. You might already be at your goal weight. And hitting those milestones, that's no longer something that you get to celebrate, hitting those weight loss milestones. So we need to have fitness milestones that we want to celebrate. We just want to be able to celebrate getting through the day in a positive attitude. We want to celebrate, the small little actions of the day that make up the whole of our life. Because it's all these little tiny things, all these tiny behaviors that we have throughout the day that really is going to help us, get to goal, but also once we get there to maintain our goal. So we want to celebrate those victories. If they're, I drank all my water today, full gallon of water. I had that done before 5 o'clock today. And normally I have to get that last 32 ounces in between 5 and 9, but today it was done by 5. Went to the gym today after skipping the last 2 days. It's funny whenever, that's a huge thing to celebrate, because for me, whenever if you skip like 2 days, it gets easier to skip the more you skip, and then it's hard to get back into that routine. So that's pretty awesome, because there was probably some, talk going on inside your head that said, hey, let's not go to the gym today. We didn't go yesterday, so we don't have to go today either. So that's a big, huge win. That's a success. That's a huge victory. Hello to Sheria. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the ABCs of weight loss. We're talking about words that start with the letter V today. And right now we're sharing our victories. We're talking about V, victory, and why it's anytime that we climb that mountain, we need to celebrate it. And it might be, just really like a tiny little mountain, but it's a victory. It's a victory nonetheless, and it's worth celebrating. So we want to celebrate those victories, and I just want everybody to share what their wonderful victories are. I didn't die this week. I have done this new boot camp that I'm going to on Monday and Wednesday mornings, and I was doing like half an hour workouts, and now they're like an hour long, and they seem like more advanced, and I didn't die. I was able to do them. I didn't quit. I didn't stop. I just kept going. So that's a huge victory today. Another huge victory today was I didn't do the stairs today, so I'm doing a stair challenge as well, and every day the time is increasing. So today was 4 minutes of doing the stairs. Well, it's like 100 degrees outside and all this humidity, and I wasn't going to go outside and do the stairs. So I just have a step stool that I just step up and step down, step up and step down. And so I did my 4 minutes on that, and that was a lot. It was a lot. But I had to tell myself for the whole last 3 minutes, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. You got this. You're not going to die. You're going to be okay. You can do this. You've got this. Come on. Keep going. Legs left, right, left, right, left, right. Let's go. Let's do this. We can do this. Stairs. Oh my. 3 minutes worth of me just talking myself into doing it. And I did it. And it's a huge victory. And it makes me feel good on the inside. It makes me feel proud. It gives me confidence. It makes me feel accomplished. So that's something to celebrate. That's a victory. It's huge. Huge. The stairs, after I've done so many weighted squats this week that the stairs were they were hard. They were hard. They were hard. Oh, that's so sweet. We got to learn to coach ourselves. We have to learn to coach ourselves, and that's not always a skill that we have. A lot of people, you can coach others, you can talk to other people, but we have to learn how to coach ourselves, because at the end of the day, it's up to us. It's up to us. We're the only person that can do anything for us. It's us. So we have to learn how to do that. It's not something that we're always good at. I don't think that I am the best coach for myself. I can kind of, not always do that. It's a skill. It's a skill. We're learning all kinds of skills. That's for sure. So, victories. Victory. So, other words, since nobody's putting in any other victories that they want to celebrate, so I can't go, yay! Yay! Yay to you! Yay to you for your victories. If you're watching on the replay, type your victories down in the comment box. If you're watching, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. And we're going to move on to the next word. And somebody guessed it. Valuable. Valuable. How can that word, I just want to throw this out here, and I don't want to put any ideas into your heads. How does the word valuable relate to weight loss? How does the word valuable relate to weight loss? Do 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 do. I gotta do something. Dun, 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 dun. How does the word valuable relate to weight loss? Oh. You all went to self-value, to valuing yourself. all three of you. I think that's very interesting that three people commented and they all went to the same general kind of thought process here about valuing yourself. Whenever, we're heavier, we don't always have that, and then we value ourselves more as we do it, or we learn to value ourselves. Maybe it's not even something that we're even thinking about whenever we start to lose weight. And then as the weight starts to come off, we start to give more value to ourselves. We start to appreciate ourselves more. Worthy of loving yourself to get healthy. I think that's a very strong statement. Worthy of loving yourself to get healthy. So there are a few methods in order to get healthy, and some people choose to get healthy through punishment. So they over-exercise and over-restrict their food, and they're not, trying to keep a healthy balance between, just, a nice healthy calorie deficit, not, doing way too much, but they're punishing themselves because they're so angry at themselves for letting themselves go, or getting fat, or being oblivious to the situation. I think that's kind of what I was. I was just kind of oblivious to, what had happened. And then one day I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? How did I get here? I didn't want to be here. I don't like being here. But I wasn't going to punish myself into getting into a healthier size. I wasn't going to do it through, doing things that I don't like. I wasn't going to eat things that I don't enjoy eating. I wasn't going to do exercises that I don't enjoy doing. And that's kind of, hard to say, because there's exercises that I don't enjoy doing, but I know that I enjoy doing the result. I enjoy the results from doing them. So that's a little complicated, but there's some things that, I'm just not going to do because it's just not whatever. But we don't want to, we want to value ourselves. We want to be worthy of that love. To do better is what I was, I got kind of caught up in a tangent there, and I was like, oh, where was I going with that? Yeah, punishing yourself into a smaller size will most often result in going right back to where you started. Hi, Kirsten. Thanks for coming. Welcome. We talked about victories earlier, Kristen, so if you wanted to tell us any victories that you've had recently that you wanted to celebrate with us, please feel free to type them in the chat. Right now we are talking about value and how valuable relates to weight loss. The word valuable, and everybody immediately went to, we have to value ourselves, that we are valuable. We are a valuable commodity. Our bodies, we need to take care of our bodies because it's very valuable to us. Keeping them strong, keeping them healthy, keeping them moving, keeping our organs in good working condition, and being at a healthy weight is part of that. So we want to love ourselves and treat it well and be in a nice healthy weight so that, to show how much we value this body that we have. So valuable. Value also results to our food choices that we eat. So there are some foods, and I feel like it can change at any given moment the value of a food. So if I am, celebrating with friends and with family, I value, being able to eat certain foods, and then I'm willing to make choices so that I can do that, so that I can enjoy that. Foods have different values, like calorically, nutritionally. So value is a big, huge word that we use in weight loss. So what food is value to me today, just a regular day, is not the same food that's going to be of value to me on, a holiday, on a celebration, on, some other kind of day. Like there's going to be some days where I'm going to be like, oh, I'm not spending that many calories for that food. I'm not going to eat that type of food because it's just not valuable enough to me today. It's just not where I want to go. But on another day, you're going to see me having it, and it's worth what I have to spend in order to get it. Because I enjoy food, and I think that food is and can be incorporated into our lives as part of, just enjoyment because it tastes good. As part of, a tradition or a ritual or a celebration. And we don't have to go crazy on it because there's, it's something we can have it when we choose, but some days it's just not of value to me today. It's no big deal. Like at work, if they have, muffins and things in the break room, many times I can pass it up because it's just not of value to me. What's of value to me is getting to my goal. What's of value to me is, maintaining my weight. What's valuable to me is not getting that slump that you get whenever you get too much sugar and then you get like a crash afterwards. It's important for me to not do that because if I have that crash from having too much sugar, then the rest of my days might not go as I want it to go. I might need a nap. I might, get cranky. I might get irritable. Like there's all kinds of different side effects from, that. So it's not valuable to me to eat it because the way it's going to make me feel. I value making good choices while on vacation, keeping my fitness routine and not going too crazy nutritionally. I enjoy extra things on vacay, but not enough to throw me off my routine. So that's one of the words that I had too, was vacation. Vacation. Vacation, so many, it's easy to get caught up in that vacation mindset where, oh my God, I'm on vacation, so everything just goes out the window. You do everything completely different. But are you really wanting to take a complete vacation from your healthy lifestyle that you've been working so long to develop? And I know that there's a few people in here. I know for me, I finally developed an attitude like Kirsten has, where she's like keeping up with my fitness routine, not going too crazy nutritionally. That's important to me while I'm on vacation because I value making good choices. I don't want to come back to that vacation and come and think, oh man, but I do want to treat myself to a few, things that might be a little bit different than what I would normally eat. Not a bad thing to do. Not a bad thing to do. But I value taking that time to keep up with my healthy habits, is what I call them. You never thought you would say that. It does feel good, and it's so... Whenever, I first started losing the weight, I was not in that mindset of I want to work out whenever I'm on vacation. I want to make nutritionally great choices whenever I'm on vacation. When I first started losing weight, I was of the mindset whenever you go on vacation, and when you get back, you can go back to your diet. Like it's no holds barred, whatever. But whenever you go away for, 7 to 10 days and you put on like 10 pounds in like a short amount of time, and, sometimes it can take a long time to take 10 pounds off, and you're thinking, well, was that really worth it? Did I enjoy that much? Was that much fun? Value my fitness routine. Look at you. Look at that. Look at these good things that we're valuing. It's awesome. So amazing. So amazing. So valuable. While we're talking about vacation, an important thing to think about whenever you're thinking about vacation is that there's, the before you go on vacation and the after you go on vacation. Vacation is we put a lot of time into vacation sometimes, depending if you're going to like a new destination, somewhere you've never been before. We do all kinds of planning. We're looking up, different things, activities to do, restaurants to eat at, places to stay, all these different kinds of things. We're doing all this planning, but we don't always plan about what we're going to do whenever we get back home. And before we leave, we're planning to leave, so we're trying to eat, out of the fridge and get rid of all the stuff so we don't come home to like a smelly fridge. We're getting, making sure that there's no food on the counters and all this stuff. And we're like often doing like pantry meals and whatnot, because you don't want to go shopping because you're going to be gone for so long. So it doesn't make any sense to do that. But is that always the best choice for us to make? Because sometimes, then we get limited in the choices that we can make. So we've got to think about our vacation, not only about what it is that we're doing when we're on vacation, but it's also what we're doing before we go and when we get back. So when we get back from vacation, we have to have a clear plan in place. If you're one of these people that are like, okay, I'm not ready to adopt this whole healthy lifestyle thing while I'm on vacation. When I go on vacation, I'm off. And that's cool if that works for you. I'm not saying that any one way is the right way to go. So, but if you're going on vacation and you're changing up your whole diet, everything's different while you're gone. Whenever you get back, we need to have a plan. We need to know exactly when we're getting back on track, exactly how we're going to do it. We need to have a plan to get to the store or have some food delivered to home, whatever it is that's going to help fit us in, because we need to get back at it. And you need to think of it as part of your vacation planning process. What am I going to do before my vacation, and what am I going to do after? And, write it down in your planner, put it on your calendar, set yourself a reminder. This is what I'm going to do. Don't take an extra 2 days off. Just get right back to it. Vacation was vacation. Now I'm back into my normal, regular lifestyle that I have, that you've worked hard to create for yourself. Always have frozen meat and vegetables to return to. It's always good to have a plan. Always good to have a plan. It's so easy to get caught up in the whole, you're eating out, and whenever you get back, it's easy to just continue that we're going to eat out thing. Have a rule. Once we get back, we're not eating out. My shoulders are sore, by the way. That's why I was stretching. Just in case anybody wanted to know. It's so easy, now to be more of an active person on vacation. It's even easier to, eat well on vacation. It's funny how that works. But I want to go, so I want to make sure that I'm eating good food so that I have the energy and feel the best that I can, so that I can keep go. It's just so interesting, so wonderful to me. So another word. Anybody have any other tips for vacation? I want to throw that out to you guys. Do you guys have any other tips? Kirsten's on vacation. Misty just got back from vacation. I went on vacation a month ago. But I was wondering if anybody had any tips for vacation. One of the things that I wish that I would have done is brought my cup. I wish I would have brought my cup. Because with my cup, I'm really good at staying hydrated and counting my water. I know exactly how much I have. But when I had a different cup, it was harder for me to always know if my hydration was at the right level, because I've been drinking from a different cup. I'm like, oh my, and then I lose count, and I didn't know. I was just, trying to drink as much water as I could and remind myself constantly, you need to have more water. But it was hard. If I would have had my cup, I think it would have been easier for me to keep up with my hydration the way that I normally do. And especially when you're traveling, it's important to make sure you're staying hydrated. It really, really is, double as important as whenever you're, just in your regular day-to-day life. It's important to stay hydrated. Didn't even eat the food you brought. One meal a day that you splurge a little bit in. Yep, that's all it takes. I mean, just pick one thing. It's like, ooh, that's my thing for today. Woo 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 woo. All right, so we talked about vacation. All right, let's talk about vulnerability. I didn't want to put room in my suitcase. That was dumb. Anyway, vulnerability. How do you think that vulnerability, how do you think it relates to weight loss? Vulnerability. Have you had to be vulnerable in your weight loss journey? Vulnerability. And again, I'm trying not to say anything because I don't want to taint it, and I don't want to put thoughts in your head. I'm really curious in what it is that you're thinking about the word vulnerability. Whenever, I throw that out there and you ponder it, what kind of comes to mind? Yeah, I'm a YouTube content creator. Vulnerability is at its essence. Yes. Very vulnerable. Very vulnerable. I put this stuff out there and I'm vulnerable to a lot of people's thoughts and opinions about me. For sure. And that's a tough place to be because everybody wants to criticize everybody. Never, people don't always want to be loving and nice and kind. It's so easy to point out other people's flaws. So easy to point out everybody's flaws and how they're doing it wrong. So I've had to be very honest and truthful with myself and vulnerable to the feelings, and I'm tearing up already. Vulnerable to the feelings and the emotions that causes. Because I'm a Gemini. I don't think that my horoscope has anything to do with this, but I'm very, two-sided. And one day I can be, completely like one person, and the other day I can be a whole different person. And, having that honesty with myself and being vulnerable enough to say, you're not always telling yourself the whole story. It's hard for me. So I have to be very vulnerable with that, with being truthful and honest and opening up. Had to be super vulnerable in therapy to work through some of my issues that have contributed to my poor health. Yes. Definitely. Because so much of my issue with food is that I turn to it for comfort and to brain dead again, to cope. I use it as a coping mechanism a lot. So it's not always, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to heal is, using it as a coping mechanism, because it's not something that I always want to do. And I don't always want to have to, be on a strict regimen, always having to, track my calories, count everything out, blah, blah, blah. I want to be able to, at some point in time, just be able to eat good, healthy, nutritious meals most of the time and, eat regular intervals and not turn to food whenever I'm all stressed out and not turn to food whenever, I'm lonely or I'm hurting or, these different things. So being vulnerable and just admitting that and then learning how to just sit with those feelings without, coping mechanisms that are negatively affecting me, it's pretty hard for me. It's something that it's taking time to learn to deal with these things in different ways. So, yeah, for sure. You have to work through what got you here. It's a vulnerable place to be. Okay, you have to be vulnerable whenever you take the weight off. You're vulnerable. If you've been heavy, if you've been overweight for a while, and it was part of your normal identity and who you were, when you lose the weight, it's kind of like part of who you were. It's kind of like a shield or a protector, or it can be. And then you're left and you're vulnerable. You're like, everybody sees me now. I'm no longer which is so kind of like an oxymoron because, yeah, everybody saw you. But it feels different. It feels different. So it kind of makes you feel kind of vulnerable in that way. I remember the first time whenever I lost 80 pounds that I felt that way a lot of the times, and I would always wear big heavy sweaters and jackets and really, really cover up, because at times I would just feel so uncomfortable that I would just need, some kind of cover to make me not feel so vulnerable. Now, we just went to Herman one time for a little quick vacation. I'm an expert at sharing everything and nothing at the same time. People feel like they know me better than they actually do. I get that. I understand that. Yep. I'm from St. Louis. Hey, so we're talking about being vulnerable and how it relates to weight loss. Being vulnerable and how it relates to weight loss. Anybody got anything else on that? But it is something that, and I think that's another reason why I like journaling. It's a way that I can kind of work through those feelings and talk it out and think of different things. It's a very nice town. I enjoy it. It's very cute. Very cute town. So, vulnerable. Validation. I'm going to talk about validation. I'm switching to validation now. Switching to validation. So, again, I'm just going to throw this out to you guys. How does validation work into the weight loss realm of things? Validation. Do you need validation from others? Do you seek validation? What's going to happen whenever... Yeah, oops, I'm just moving on. What's going to happen whenever you... Well, I'm going to save that question. I'm going to save it. The word validation. I don't either. The only validation I need is from myself. That is the only validation I need. If I was looking for the validation from other people, I would have quit and not continued my YouTube channel like a year ago. Because, and quit my weight loss journey a year ago because I haven't had very much progress in the last year. And if it was all just for validation of others, then, I definitely probably would have quit. Validation from the scale. Again, I don't need, I'm trying to build healthy habits. I'm trying to build, coping mechanisms and strategies and all of these other things. So that number that appears on the scale, that does not validate the work that I'm doing internally to get to where I want to go. Because there's so much more than just the number on the scale. If all I wanted was, to achieve that number on the scale, then, that's totally doable. But that's not all I'm looking to do. I had, the first time I lost weight, I had my eye on the prize, and that was the only thing that, I was concerned with was that number on the scale. But I didn't learn along the way how to truly incorporate it into my life and how to change my mindset into making this a lifestyle, not just something I'm doing to get to the number on the scale. So whenever I got to that number on the scale, then I thought that this, oh, there I am, I'm free, I'm done. No, I didn't learn anything. All I learned how to do was to restrict and get that number, and that was it. Now I get validation from only dying a couple times during a boot camp or up in weights I work out with. Exactly. That feels good. It's like, yeah, look at me. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting better. I've got more stamina. I've got more energy. I'm sleeping better. I mean, that's, for some people, that's a big thing. That's a big deal. Like, whenever you start sleeping better, whenever you start, just moving around better, getting up and down from the couch or, the chair or whatever, these little moments. So we can get validation in all kinds of places and not just from that scale. Not just from the scale. There's so many other ways. And we can seek it internally. We don't need it from other people. We can find ways to get that. You can make yourself feel good and proud and happy. Validation that change is happening. Functional fitness all the time, yep. Just whenever carrying the trash I have to go out to the dumpster, so there's like an alleyway behind the house, and then I have to walk, down like 3 houses to the dumpster in order to take the trash out. And sometimes we're lazy and we'll just put the trash bags in the garage and we won't walk it all the way to the dumpster. But then whenever I'm walking and I've got 3 trash bags and I'm like, look at me, this is awesome, carrying all this, heavy trash, where before I had a wagon and I would load up all the trash in the wagon, and then I would wheel the wagon down to the dumpster, and then I would put the trash in the dumpster. I don't cheat and use the wagon anymore. I just carry it because I'm a Hulk now. Anybody got a cool story like that to share? Just bragging on myself. Now I walk into the furthest one as soon as it's full. Like, let's go take that trash out. Let's go. I can do this now. It's not a bother. And I like to get those steps in. I like to go out for a walk and get some sun. I like to get some energy. The random stuff that comes out of my mouth, like Hulk. With my little baby 8-pound weights. Validation. Well, it was victory, I suppose. Ooh, so those were my words. Those are all my words. Were victory, validation, vulnerability, value, vacation. They're really heavy. I had to switch on. Sometimes I got to switch back to my 5s on some things. I can't always do the 8s on everything yet. And then I still got to go and get the next ones up, because on deadlifts I need heavier weights for deadlifts. Those I think I could move up on. But then anything that goes overhead, 8s are just fine. So yeah, I need to go and do my investment in myself. And it feels good. It feels good. And I am... There's a cat fight over there. Alright, so anyway, I think since I am out of words, I am probably going to end us early tonight. But I want to thank everyone for coming and joining, whether it was live or you caught the replay. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed anything that was said. And leave a comment on the video if you so choose. If not, that's fine too. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. We'll be back next week, and we're going to be talking about the word, W. W. Yeah, it's like right here. Oh, right here. Anyway, that's where my headache is. But thanks again for coming. I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of the ABCs of Weight Loss. I will see you guys in the next video. As always, it's going to be an adventure. Bye. Thank you.